Look at that! The old bearded birdler, he's in his element. Threw it into his mouth. Unbelievable, mate. It's just like nature. It's what we're all about. I tell you what, this is just fantastic. Wagons, ho! Oh, thank your mother for the rabbits. Just when they think it's safe to come out, it's not an animal. Bang! I guess in the end, that's probably why we all go fishing. What do you reckon about a queue at a fish park? I tell you what, folks, it's all happening here at the Now My Fish Park in beautiful downtown Bangkok, and with me, Lisa Wantuch from Southwest Rocks on the mid-coast of New South Wales. Ever seen anything like this?
Certainly, definitely not. Never been overseas before, Rex, so this is a first-time event.
And a far cry for fishing for jewfish in the Macleay River.
It's a lot different, Rex.
Well, Lisa and I have copped the middle of a fishing competition here, and the competitors, as you can see, are lining up, giving across Bart like they were going out of fashion. 30,000 big ones in Thai language is serious money for a competition winner.
Yep, and it's a hive of busy people preparing for this competition, Rex. It's a very serious event.
And some very colourful trophies over there to grace any mantelpiece. Well, the officials are really... Well, they need an armoured guard here, folks, I can tell you now. The money's changing hands, the chairs are coming in. The food preparation, Starling would love to be here to taste it all. Let's go fishing, folks. It's going to be a great day. Come on, Lise. I tell you what, a few of them will be sprinting in the Olympics. They went that fast when they caught the fish, Lisa.
Yeah, it's definitely a hands-on situation here.
I tell you what, either someone's left here, folks, or this is us, because there's standing room only. Now, I've rigged up a couple of nibble tips with nice little floats and little hooks and that sort of thing, but I don't know whether I'm in the ballpark. Have you checked out what's going on?
There's some very interesting fishing rigs happening here today, Rex. I've had a bit of a talk to the locals, and they've got it all worked out. It seems that a lot of burley is going into the water to get these fish boiling.
All right then, well, we've got our burley, we've got our bread, and we've got our fish essence, and quite a marketing ploy, and just straight out fish killer. Well, we're here to sort of throw them back, aren't we? But, well, let's set up and see if we can get something on the line. Well, I can tell you what, folks, that is a serious fish. Now, that's 5 kilos of the best fish around. Bit of quicksand here too, if you don't mind. I tell you what, that was a serious bit of angling. No matter whether you're fishing in a hole filled with water in the middle of a city that holds 12 to 13 million people, or you're up some mountain stream, you still got to get the fish, you still got to angle him, you still got to bring him in. And to my mind, that bloke's not a bad fisherman. And what a beautiful fish. Have a look at the size of that. He's going to weigh it now. Well, I reckon, folks, in Australian rules parlance, we're 10 goals down in the last quarter, kicking into a very stiff breeze, Lisa.
Yes, Rex, I don't know what it is with these guys. They seem to definitely have the knack, though. Look at the size of this fish he's got here.
It's just fantastic, isn't it? You know what that is? It is home ground advantage. And you just can't dispute the fact that we are a long, long way away, but Rexy got one. Rexy's got one. They must... And Rexy got done. That frogman I sent down about 5 minutes ago, he did a good job, didn't he?
He did a good job. Now look at the size of this fish. It's unbelievable.
This is a very serious fish.
Yep.
But what we're going to do now, folks,
please
is
take note of his rig.
But the bloke with the net, he's going to decide this, not the bloke with the outfit. And what's going to lose this fish is if they become too impatient. Now what the guy has got to do is just ease the fish towards the net. And this is a very, very serious fish. There is no way known they're going to get it into there in a minute. No way known. Do you want me to do it, mate? Get a bigger net. Get a bigger net. Who's got a bigger net? This is a very serious fish. Mate, I can give you a hand if you want me to. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. Look at that. Look at that. 7.5, 8 kilo, mate. Congratulations to you. Such talkative people, there is no doubt about it. But quite seriously,
that is a very, very
we have to make some serious adjustments because we are being cleared up here. We're 12 goals down, kicking into the breeze. Thank you very much. But the story continues and we ain't done yet. I just lost one. Folks, this is as tough as an old boot, but I'm still having a go for you. Stick around, because I'm not going home till I get one. It could be here till the winter. Thank you very much. Not my fish. Cheese.
Thank you.
Gentleman here has just had a world-class capture on about 4 kilo line, I believe, a tiny little bit of dough bait, a Mekong catfish. Years upon years old, this fish, and I estimate, I tell you what, if he isn't 20 kilo, he's 21. He's a 40-pound fish. It's a serious catfish. Well done, sir. Congratulations. Is that you? Come on, come on. Congratulations.
Rex, we haven't seen a lot come out of that pond over there, but when we did, it was the biggest thing I've ever seen in my life.
When you get a 40-pound Mekong catfish, Lise, don't have to see many come out. What a beautiful fish.
It was a lovely fish.
Oh, he'd be years upon years old. He's probably got a lip like a camel because he's been pulled out of here too many times.
On very light line too.
Got a bit of a run here now, folks. He's taking it. And yes, you beauty! Oh no, it's someone else. The other bloke over there. Sorry, boys. Look at this. Thank you, yeah, okay. At least I tell you what I've caught. I've caught a Thai person. Fantastic. This is the first Thai person I've been kissing him and putting him back, I can tell you now. Oh, look at that. See you, mate. Oh well, at least I've caught something. Two-legged Thai fish. Let's see if we can improve. We're coming up to our 9th hour. Good on you, mate. Thank you. So there you are, folks. It says on the front there, annual fishing competition in Bangkok. And there it is, folks. 30,000 baht. Congratulations. In real terms, about 1,000 US. And this man is going to have a lot of fun actually spending it. Congratulations. Thank you very much. The press is still here. Look at them. Thousands of them. Thank you very much. Oh, there we go, Lise. That's my last cast. Are you going to have one last one?
Yes, Rexy, I'm going to have one final cast and call it a day. It's been a long one.
10.5 hours to be exact, folks. We got here an hour after sunup, and the big fireball in the sky just about to reach the tip of the Andaman Sea. We've used snails. You can take them home and curry them with your mum if you like. We've got plenty of breadcrumbs left. Granny Davis and Home Pride, if you see them on the stock market, buy a few shares. What have you done with that pudding? Eaten it all?
Sorry about the pudding, Rex, but I still have a little bit of this very effective fish potion left.
My missus better have some of that to get rid of her nail polish after the show, I tell you what. The locals have shown us how it's done. They head off on their motorbikes. There go a couple. They're having a coldie. The winner's got 30 gorillas. We've got what Paddy shot at. From the Now My Fish Farm in downtown Bangkok, Lisa and Rex, we got our backsides kicked, but there's always another day.
I don't know where Steve and Bushy are yet. They told me they were going to meet me on number 4 island on some big white boat. There's a white boat over there. Hey, they didn't say it was a big white boat, that's a single lady.
Come on, mate. We better go and do some fishing. He's here. John Pearce, how are you, mate?
G'day, mate. Nice to see you. Bushy,
Hey John.
welcome aboard.
Thank you. We're leaving a bit of style behind here, but we're coming into another
You're
bit
going
of
to have to
style.
come down one class.
Yeah.
One class.
I'll tell you what, John. It's nice to be back on board.
It's good to have you, mate.
I'm here on the real hooker at the Similan Islands off Thailand, and I've caught up again with my old mate John Pearce, who's the skipper and owner of this beautiful vessel. Mate, we're heading out fishing today. You've been telling me about this seamount. What are they catching out there?
Well, we've been lucky enough. We've had a few small black marlin there, certainly some wahoo, schooling yellowfin, and definitely a sailfish.
Sounds pretty good to me. Let's get going.
Good, let's go, mate.
Get some gear ready. About an hour out into the Andaman Sea from the Similan Islands to a seamount, and as the name implies, that's a submerged mountaintop. Comes up out of very deep water to a relatively shallow peak, and it's a prime bit of fish real estate, a fantastic structural element that attracts all sorts of fish. As you can see, we're not alone. That's a local tuna boat that would have shot its Pearce seine nets last night around a school of yellowfin tuna, and that's what we're here chasing today, yellowfin tuna and wahoo. But Bushy, we've got the bases pretty well covered, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got some large marlin lures on the outriggers, maybe a tuna will eat those as well. And on the inside rods, we've got bibulous minnows and deep running lures. So whatever comes along, it could be chaos.
And just to add to the chaos, we've also got casting lures, so once we hook up and we've stopped the boat, we can throw these metal lures out and rapidly retrieve them as well. We should be able to get into some real mayhem today if we can find a couple of schools of these fish.
The director's going to love this one.
Well, this is only a little fish, little tuna of some sort, I'd say. It's hit quite a large lure. Yeah, it's a little skipjack. Now these things are found throughout the oceans of the world. They're one of the most prolific of the tuna species. Skipjack tuna, until fairly recently in Australia, better known as striped tuna, and you can see why. The stripes there on the belly, beautiful iridescent purples on the back, and these things are eaten by just about every large predatory fish in the sea, from sharks to big tuna to marlin and wahoo. They're the reason we're fishing this area. The top of this seamount attracts a lot of fish like this. They come here to eat the really small bait fish, and the big predators that we're after come to chase fish like this skipjack. So we're on the right track. Woo, look at him going.
A little tacker, but gee, that's still a great colour.
Must have been a couple
Whoa,
there, eh? Because I think that other, the
Yeah,
other outrigger got hit as well.
there was a hit on that right outrigger. Whoa!
Tell you what, there was a hit on this just then while we were...
Real acrobats, aren't they?
Look at that in that blue water. What a beautiful fish. Oh, they are just like a neon light, and they can change their colours so quickly. These dolphin fish are one of the fastest growing fish in the sea. This little fish is probably only, definitely less than a year old, and they can grow to 15, 20 kilos in just a couple of years. The scientists think they've got a lifespan of probably only about 4 years, and they've got the potential to reach as much as 30 kilos or more in that time. Look at the blue there in the leading edge of the pectoral fins, and those little dots that are just haloed with bright blue. Fantastic fish. Too pretty to kill, actually. I think we'll pop this one back in the water, much as the crew would like to keep him and eat him. He's off like a shot. Now usually where there's one of those, there's more. What do you reckon, Bushy?
I think mine's a little tuna, probably a little stripe or something.
Yeah, me too.
Skipjack, I'd say.
You got the heavier gear, you'll get yours in quicker, I think.
Well, let's see what happens. Feels like a striped tuna though. Come on, fish.
See the silver flashes there, he looks great.
Yeah, I might leave him there for a minute. Something large might come and monster him. Come on, fish. I think I drew the short straw here, Steve. There's about 10 lures with hooks on here between me and that fish. This is what you call Thai roulette.
Pretty effective rig though, the old daisy chain, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, little jelly bean one. I'll give this to the crew, and they can put him away for some bait. Thanks, John.
Turning him upside down, quieten him down. Okay.
Just show you this daisy chain rig. I've made a bit of a mess of it here, but the way this works is that many of these tuna are following along and they're used to attacking bait fish in a school. So what this does, there's a whole lot of little squids here tied onto our trace, all with hooks, and they look more natural. They look like a whole school of little fish, and that's much more likely to make the tuna come up and attack them. And if you're after bait, half a dozen tuna at a time is much better than one. So it's a good little trick, the daisy chain. Just be really careful when you're pulling them in, because you can hook yourself. That's the only detriment with that rig.
Well, here's mine, Bushy.
Right.
And I'm using an interesting rig here too. It's working on the same kind of principle of trying to create the impression that there's a lot of things happening there. This is called a bird teaser. As you can see, it's got little wings, looks a bit like a bird, and it flutters along on the surface, makes a real commotion, and imitates other fish feeding or whatever. Just creates a lot of excitement. And about 2 metres behind it, 2.5 metres behind it, is one of these jet head lures with a chrome metal head and a skirt and a single hook. And as you can see, the little skipjack tuna has nailed that. He's probably been initially attracted by the skiffering of that bird teaser, and then he spotted the little pink squid racing along behind it, and without any hesitation at all, he's hit it. Things are definitely starting to happen out here. I like to see bait like this in the area. I reckon we're in with a good showing here, Bushy.
Yep. Any luck, the next one will be a big one.
That's it.
That's more like it, Steve.
Oh boy. It's all happening here, folks. Pretty sure this is a big sailfish. It could be a marlin, but I got a pretty good look at it when it hit the lure and came out of the water. And I think it's a rather large sailfish. You can hear it taking line. We're clearing all the other lines. Once we get everything clear, I can get to work on this fish.
What a beauty. Woohoo! That is a thumper, Steve.
Where's he hooked? Top of the head.
That's a tricky one.
Oh no, just caught up. He's lassoed in the trace. It's a very big sailfish.
That is a big sail.
Oh, yeah,
no,
he's
he's right
not
through
that
the mouth on one
He's
side.
lassoed himself, which is... He may not be all that well hooked, Bushy.
He's hooked through the mouth, okay?
Yeah.
One hook's all right.
Bushy is get his tail this way.
If I can.
Woo! Let go, Bushy!
Let it go. He's away. That stirred him up.
That's what you've got to watch for. As soon as Bushy grabbed hold of the leader, the fish came to life and took off. Bushy let go of the leader and it came flying out of the water. It's hooked in the mouth and actually got a turn of the leader around the top of its head and through its dorsal fin. And now it's playing up a bit. Okay, you can see the top of the trace or leader coming out of the water there now. That's the swivel. We've only got about a 2 metre leader. There we go. He's finally rolled on his side for the first time. Shows he is getting a bit tired. Bushy's got the leader. He'll let it go if he has to. Got the fish here beside the boat. Got to be a little bit careful of their bill here. Watch him, Bushy.
I'm watching.
That bill is very sharp. You don't want to get in front of it when one of these things jumps. Right, now we're going to quickly lift him up on the side and show him to you.
Oh, big one.
It's a very big sailfish. Roll him that way, guys, and I'll lift the sail. Now you can see that the leader did split his fin here. That's an injury that he will recover from. There's been many sailfish tagged and released with splits in their fins and recovered. He's in good condition. He's a big, long sailfish. Look at the bars and everything here. Let's get him back in the water and swim him for a little bit, Bushy. Now what we're doing is swimming this fish, getting the water going through his gills again. He's pretty tired. Got that split fin, but he's okay. He's not bleeding profusely. His tail's going. As soon as John thinks that he's okay, he's just going to let him go and he'll take off. It's amazing how many fish have been tagged in this condition and recovered a year, 2 years, 3 years later. They've got remarkable powers of recuperation.
I think he's ready.
Okay, mate, send him on his way.
Hi. See you.
And down he dives.
We're there.
Well, that's what it's all about, an Andaman sea sailfish. And what beautiful conditions to catch one in. Worked up a little bit of a sweat, but I tell you what, I'm pretty happy.
Look at that! The old bearded burbler, he's in his element.
Threw it into his mouth.
Unbelievable, mate.
It's just like nature. It's what we're all about.
I tell you what,
This is just fantastic.
Wagons! Oh! Oh, thank your mother for the rabbits.
Just when they think it's safe to come out,
It's not available! Bang!
I guess in the end that's probably why we all go fishing.
Well, doesn't that look fishy, folks? Well, it just so happens that that particular structure is called Fish Rock. And with me today is the human broomstick. And we're on the mid-north coast of New South Wales, just out from the beautiful township of Southwest Rocks, all part of a sensational scenic fishery on the eastern seaboard of our great continent, Australia. Now, Laurie and Julie McAnally are a magnificent piscatorial team here, and they specialise in teaching people how to fish. But I would venture to say, Broomstick, that you'd want to learn how to fish before we tackle what we're going after? Tell our folks what we've actually got in mind today.
Well, Laurie's told me that there's a few big kingies live around this fish rock, but I'm a bit dubious. I don't know. We've had a lot of promises these last couple of years.
There's been a lot of controversy about kingies, as Bushy puts them in brackets. These are yellowtail kingfish, and they're a very, very special fighting fish. And I tell you what, equal to any in the frying pan if they're prepared properly. I was just going to explain to you folks that I'm going to get a live bait and put it on my suicide hook, but you've actually done it again. I've been piscatorialised by a human broom. Hey, that's below the belt. You're not allowed to put a bait in there before I finish speaking to the people.
Well, I just put the bait on to be ready and it fell in the water and hang on a minute. I think, sorry about this, Rex, but I think I'm actually off.
Where's the producer? Hey, it's not supposed to work like this, hey! Oh!
I mean, come on, fish. Look at that. That thing is pulling. Oh, come on, fish. This is a real battle, folks. This thing's wanting to get to the bottom and I'm wanting to stop it. Oh, come on. They pull hard, these kingies. Come on. Oh. And this is a perfect ambush point for big predators. I don't know whether you can see there through the camera lens, but there's a big current sweeping around here right through the inside of this rock. And if any fish, little bait fish, are trapped in that current, they get a bit disoriented and the big kingies lie down there in the cover and they just pounce out and go bang. And that's what's happened here. The old slimy mackerel swum away from the boat and the big kingies come straight up the top and creamed him. Whew. Sorry to be puffing like this, folks, but I'm not as fit as I should be for these things. Come on. Come and have a look at the folks. And this stage of the fight is where you don't want to panic. I've just got colour on this fish and I really want to bring him up here and give you a look, but if I get too panicky now, pull too hard, I'm a bit tired already and that's when I can make a mistake. So what we have to do is just relax a bit when we get to this stage. Okay, Noel, I've got the colour. Look at that. Holy, that's a decent kingy. Come on. Oh. There he is. Oh, look at that. Now I'll get Laurie to net him. Probably Laurie will go in with that thing. Whoa, wee. Whoa. Come and help me hold him, Rexy. I don't think I can pick him up.
I'm absolutely in awe of you. The great man has done it again. Yellowtail kingfish. And I tell you what, folks, someone wants to reintroduce kingfish traps. These are fantastic breeding fish. They're capable of... Hang on a minute.
Yeah, I'm right.
They're capable of breeding in their tens of thousands. The kingfish of tomorrow. You are a beautiful, beautiful fish. Off you go, Bushy. Do your stuff, son.
Okay.
That's just fantastic.
It's great when you can let him go, isn't it?
Oh, isn't it good, eh?
Look at that. Oh, and he's off.
And there you are. Isn't that amazing? No harm to the environment. We've let a fish go. He'll be a little bit the wiser when he sees a human moustache known as the broom.
I'll fish like this next time, Rexy.
Just amazing, folks. I wouldn't give him much longer, Bushy, would you? Let something actually eat. A slimy mackerel about 10 foot from the back of the boat as I was pulling it up just to check it. I thought I'd been knocked off a few seconds earlier. I thought, oh well, if he's got some teeth marks in him, the bait might need changing. And then as I was winding in, Yibbida Yibbida, folks, something went grab and the slimy stopped. There was no express, folks. It was a stopping all stations. And something with a big mouth and a very, very big lot of weight. That sounds like Rex Hunt. Has grabbed the slimy mackerel and said, when the sun is overhead, it is time to eat a bit of piscatorial dining. What are you doing, Bushy?
I've just had a little looker here. I had a bit of a swirl near my bait.
Did you? It's a hot bite, Bushy.
My arms are tired.
It's not very often you get them coming to the surface like that and then milling around the back of the boat. Looks fishy though, that joint. Look at that wide water.
Oh.
Look at the current line. Look at the size of this fish.
Look at the size of it.
Oh, gee whiz. Thank your mother for the yellowtail kingfish, Bushy.
Oh, I'll see if I can get him for you. Is he gonna...
Look at that.
Holy... Well, there goes Laurie's net. Oh.
She's done, is she?
The fish are too big up here.
Oh, gee, are they what? I'll have a look at that. Now, just stop wriggling, matey. Have a look at that. He's taken that suicide hook just in the side of his jaw so I can get that out. There's no drama about that. Get my Fat Phil's pliers and just do that. And I tell you what, that's probably, can we give it 12 kilo?
Oh, look, I honestly don't know, but it's big.
I haven't got a set of scales that I can actually weigh that on, folks. I tell you what, that is a serious fish. A serious kingfish. I'll cradle him. Thank you very much. Cradle him and just give you a look at him. Their power, Bushy, is quite awesome, the yellowtail kingfish.
Look, they're just one of the strongest things in the sea and they will not give up.
Kings. The sport of kings. These are the great adversary of our Australian waters. I tell you what, it's hard not to get emotional about our job, is it, Bushy? But I tell you what, to actually have some connection with these magnificent wild beasts is a real treat, isn't it?
My arms feel like they've had a real big connection with some of these beasts.
I'm not going to kiss you, Bushy.
Mate, I've had it.
I'm not even going to get an earring in my ear. And by the way, folks, I hope that's in the right lobe or the left lobe. I don't know which is which, Bushy, but it really looks nice.
Give us a kiss and I'll tell you.
No, certainly, folks. I'm going to give this bloke a kiss. He's firmly entrenched in my mind. It's one of the reasons we go fishing in the first place. See you later, mate.
How about this? This would have to be one of the most spectacular and beautiful fishing destinations anywhere on earth. This is the Hinchinbrook Channel region, about halfway between Townsville and Cairns on the northeast coast of Queensland. You know, almost 20 years ago I caught my very first barramundi right here in these waters, and a lot of people have caught their first barra here. Unfortunately, however, the barra fishing here suffered quite a bit during the 60s, 70s and 80s from overfishing, mostly by commercial fishermen. But today we've got some good news for you. Nets have been banned from this entire area to protect the dugongs in the region, and as a bonus it's also resulted in a big surge in barramundi numbers and all kinds of fish through this Hinchinbrook Channel region. So today we're going out with local guide Steve Jeston to chase some barramundi, maybe some mangrove jacks, fingermark bream, cod and all the other kinds of estuary dwelling critters that live here in these beautiful waters on the western side of Hinchinbrook Island. Come along with us and check it out. You got him, mate? Yeah. Good man.
There's a nice finger mark, Steve.
Yeah, when he came off the outside of that snag there?
Yeah, just on that green stuff in there.
Didn't he nail it?
Yes, I think he wanted it.
Hooked himself down under the chin.
Yeah, I think
He's a beautifully marked one.
Yeah, he's real crimson on the cheeks.
Bring him up here and we'll have a close look at him. Top tucker too, the old finger mark, aren't they?
Yeah, he sort of hit that fairly hard.
Those colours on his gill plates there are just amazing, aren't they? There, you can see the spot there, that's why they call him a finger mark. Okay, better get him back in the water now.
Yeah, I better put him back, I suppose. He's in the mood too, I might add.
He was in the mood. He'd have probably had another go, but I think he saw us.
He'll eat it now, but.
He did everything but eat it.
You swine! Well, there he is. A little baby barra.
Where was he, mate? On that point?
Just back on those on those roots there, Steve.
Yep. Nice, bright little fish.
Yeah, nice, sort of athletic little chap when he first ate it. We'll just swim him over here and get rid of him, eh?
Yep.
That was that.
I think he's still there, Steve.
Still there, I'll get in there and get him off for you.
No worries, he's stirring up a bit of dirt in there. I think he's still on there. Just a little bit too much slack in the system there. He got 2 feet on me and that was enough. Look at the mud he's stirring up in there. I think he might have even got rid of the fly.
Hang on, I'll come and give you a hand, mate.
Bit of hand-to-hand combat here. This is what you pay a guide for. Ah, nearly. That little fish gave me all that trouble. I can't believe it. A little cod about half a kilo, and he's taken me in round every snag known. Tell you what, no wonder their big brothers can give you a hard time. Oh! Oh, look at this. A little tiny cod. I let that fly get right down near the bottom then. And that little estuary cod, or a little gold spot cod actually he is. And he's nailed that fly. I tell you what, his eyes are bigger than his belly. He thought he was going to get a feed out of that. This is a healthy system. We've seen a lot of little barra today. Steve catches some big barra here too, believe me. Fish over 1 metre in length. And those are serious barramundi. We've seen finger mark, we've seen cod, we've seen blue salmon, lots of mullet. There's heaps and heaps of life here. The life has come back in a big way to this Hinchinbrook Channel area since the nets have been taken out. They were taken out, as I said earlier, to help save the dugong. But the big bonus has been from the fishing point of view because the fish numbers have just exploded and it's a fantastic thing for tourism. If you're someone who used to drive past the Hinchinbrook area because you'd heard it was fished out, don't you believe it. Come and check it out and have a fish with Steve Jeston.